This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Leader Class Shockwave. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in your standard Siege window box packaging. Turning the box around, we can see multiple images of Shockwave in his robot mode and in his alt mode. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. Alright guys, so let's take a closer look at Shockwave in his alt mode. Now this thing is pretty badass. I like it. When I saw images online and whatnot and other people's pictures, I wasn't sure if I was going to dig it all that much because it's this really crazy jet thing. I've heard some people say it's a submarine. Sure, okay. Maybe it's a type of boat. Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know, but this thing is crazy looking, and you know what? I actually really like it a ton. So pretty cool alt mode, man. The colors are fantastic. I love this deep purple that Shockwave is known for, and it just shows on this big piece right here. It looks so good. So the style of the ship, it looks rad, man. All kinds of crazy panelizing going throughout the entire figure is just impressive. There's so much detail going on with stuff like that. I love how the front end right here, we get the whole clear section. It looks really nice, and just really cool all through and through. Just a lot of great stuff here. We even got some turrets up here, we got some blasters up here, more blasters down here, just lots of crazy things going on. Even up here we actually do get some light piping right in there. That's not his actual head, that's just for the specific alt mode, and you can see how it feeds through the light like that. So that's really awesome, man. These can articulate like that. The back with all these thrusters looks insane. Really cool. Yeah, I like it. I really didn't think I was gonna, because you know it's not the traditional G1 style of his alt mode, but still very cool. And you'll see a little more going on because this thing does have multiple modes, and you'll see what I mean. But yeah, I like this a ton, man. Way more than I thought I was going to. All right, so let's untransform this guy, or transform this guy, I should say, to some of his other things, and you'll see what we got. Okay, so this is what we're going to do here. We're going to take this section off right here. This whole front end needs to come off like so. We can just peel these off like that. Take that off, and this whole section will come off, and that becomes separate. We can take this whole section off like this whole section off like this. We can actually take these and close those. Then we can actually take this little wire, fold that little leg down right there, that was part of the landing gear, plug that forward like so, and now we have, this is totally more traditional Shockwave than the other mode was. But this is more what you would expect, you know, more of that gun-like thing like that. I think that works great. Still got that front end like that. I think that looks really cool. This is more of a traditional Shockwave than the other alt mode, and that's pretty cool that they still kind of kept this in there. You know what I mean? It's not the main alt mode, but you can still do that if you wanted to. So if you want to just have them displayed just like that, I think is really cool. I actually really love that option. Okay, so let's keep transforming here. So we're going to unplug this like that. We're going to separate these legs like so. Fold those down, so they're just going to hinge down like that. We can actually fold these down and close that like there. Fold these down, close that like there, if it wants to participate, which it kind of doesn't. All right, there we go. So that's pretty good. Swivel those around. We're going to actually take this and just slide these out of there like that, because that's where the arms are hidden, just like that. And we can fold that back down like so, just like that. and we can bring these down like that. We can actually pop open the chest and bring out his head like so, close that back up like that, and pop that peg back in like there, and there we have a full-on, very old school looking Shockwave. Alright, so before I attach all the other crazy stuff that we get with this guy, I want to just take a look at him real quick just like this, because this is the Shockwave that we've all come to know and love, you know, just with those modern takes, which is what I love about the Siege line. So first and foremost, that head sculpt is super rad. Yes, I love it. That head sculpt is perfect. I love that like gunmetal silver inlay of the actual faceplate. The eye looks awesome with the silver siding of the ears. Looks really, really cool. And what's great is that this thing actually does have a light piping feature as well, just like in that alt mode. So if we shine a light on there, we can see how that glows a bright yellow, which is awesome, dude. I love that so, so much. So the rest of this figure is just gorgeous, man. Again, I love the purple that's used here in combination with that gray, and we got this really light lavender for like the blaster right here, and his hand looks so good, dude. All the paneling going throughout areas like the chest area, all that, this whole chest piece right here with that clear plastic and all that stuff underneath looks awesome, dude. I love this so much. All that paneling throughout the entire figure looks gorgeous, man. Oh, this looks so, so good. I'm super happy I picked this up. I really am. I was so hesitant because he's more of a pricier side, you know, being in that leader class, but still, he's totally worth it, man. Just really, really cool. The feet look awesome. A little bit of that battle damage. That silver right there looks good. Got those nice Decepticon logos right there on the forearms. This wire looks great. That's just a soft rubbery type of plastic. Not bendy. Kind of wish it was bendy, but not a big deal. And we got this big backpack section that a lot of these Siege figures tend to have, but it still looks really, really nice. Love this figure a lot, man. It looks so, so good. Really happy to have it. Now, one thing I will complain about, which is a nitpick, I just wish it had a little more of that battle damage. Now, I get some people probably prefer it this way. That's totally fine. Just for me, for my taste, what I've been liking about the Siege line is that silver dry brushing and wear, because they're in the middle of a war, so they're supposed to be a little jacked up, you know what I'm saying? So this still looks great. I just wish it had a little more of that somewhere scattered around the figure, but overall, still pretty awesome. So now I'm going to go ahead and attach those other things, and let's see what we have when he's fully armored up. Okay, so I think before I actually armor him up, I'm going to show you guys the articulation in this mode without the bulkiness of all those extra accessories. So the head is on that ball peg, just like so, rolls all the way around, pivot side to side. Doesn't really go up and down all that much, and does turn left and right. Arms can go full 360. If you really want to, just take off that wire, but this side can totally do that. You go up and out that far, which is part of the transformation, so that's really, really nice. Rotation at the the bicep, single bend at the elbow. We can actually rotate that gun and rotate that wrist like so. We got a swivel at the waist, hip joints that kick forward that much and back that far, and they're kind of ratcheted, so you can hear that like that. That works out nice. Splits just like so. Cut at the knee. The leg right there, the thigh. We get a single bend at the knee, and that is ratcheted too. So you can hear that. That works out really nice. And then we do get that toe, or excuse me, that ankle rocker that we see on a lot of his figures, which is really nice. So very, very cool. All right, so now let's attach all that other crazy stuff here. So these are the parts that we had from the alt mode right here. So we're going to take this, detach this like that. This is going to come in like so. And then we're just going to attach these little peg inside there. It's going to go right into the shoulder. And we get that in there like that. Same thing with this side. Just unplug these, and we're going to do the same thing. Swivel this forward and then plug that directly in straight like so. So you can do something like that. Then we're going to take these sections right here, and then we're going to actually plug these into the feet, which is really nice and really big and bulky like that, which is very cool. So you can do something like that. Now this whole section right here is gonna just kind of come into the back. So we're gonna fold these down like that. Then we're gonna rest this on like so, like that. If I can do it like that. And there we go. Is that just not working? Am I doing this wrong? I feel like I'm kind of doing this wrong. So just fold these down like that. There we go. So that works. We can just kind of close those up like that. And that kind of just sits on the back. So you have something more like this big, beefy Shockwave figure, which is nuts, dude. So look how crazy this guy looks. Now, I like it. I don't know if I'll be displaying him with all this stuff on. It looks cool, but yeah, it's just not what I'm used to with Shockwave. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe some of you guys absolutely love this, but I still think it looks cool. These big shoulder pads look insane, and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting. The feet are gnarly. Now they have these big guns and wings and stuff. So it's really cool. It's interesting. Just not my Shockwave. So yeah. But I do like it. It's crazy the fact they gave us all this extra stuff that was kind of unnecessary, really. But I mean, it's still cool, and always having more options is always welcome. And now these are kind of swivel around, so you can have these posed around and articulate more guns and things like that. So again, different options, which is really nice. And you can just have them fully armored up and lasered up, and have them just nuke a bunch of Autobots. It's just pretty crazy. So very, very cool. Now there is one more option that I'm going to show you guys, so let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, so what we're going to do with all these extra parts here is he actually does have a hoverboard that you can make with these extra parts. Now this isn't in the instruction manual that you get with the package, but it does show it on the box, so you kind of just have to look at the box and kind of just figure it out yourself, and it's not too hard. So we could take this section right here, okay? Then we will... so let me see here. We take this, and we're going to take this section right here, this wing piece, and this wing piece. Then we're going to actually just plug those together. Those will snap together. I think we just fold these in like so, like that, so those stay folded in like that. Then we're going to kind of just get these. Now these will plug into right here. So we have these little pegs on the sides like that. These fins will stay upward, so that's how you tell it's the front. We can just get those on like that. That came apart. We can just take that and plug that one in like so, like that, and we'll just bring these together like that, kind of peg those in right there, so that's nice. We actually close this part up like that. Then we'll take these and kind of just fold these like so, and we'll just plug this in to the side like that. Same thing with this one. Turn that around, and we'll plug it in to the little side peg right here like that, like so, and boom. So now you have a more hoverboard type thing for Shockwave. Now this is how I'm going to display him. So we also have peg holes right there on top of that, so you can get him to stand on top of that like so. Just peg him in there, and there you go. So now you have him on a hoverboard. So that's most likely how I'm going to display my Shockwave. You know, can actually fold these up a little more like that. You know, since I don't want him too big and bulky, I can still have him in his more standard Shockwave mode, which I'm used to, plus have him on top of a cool hoverboard. So I think that works. I like that a lot, and I feel like I mess this up in some way for some reason, but that's how I do it. I think it looks great. That is definitely more my style. So overall, I think this guy is totally awesome, man. I know he's a little pricey and probably shouldn't have been a leader class, maybe a Voyager class at best, but this still is really cool. What a beautiful figure. And if you can find him, maybe for even a little cheaper than the $50 price tag, which would be perfect, I still think he is definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your Transformers comparison, here he is standing next to the Siege Voyager class Soundwave and Voyager class Megatron. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Leader Class Shockwave. Now overall, I think this guy is totally badass. He is one wicked Shockwave figure, and I am super happy to have him in the collection. I think bringing him over to the Siege line was just perfect. All that detail in the panel lines and awesome paint just works perfectly for me. Now he's a little overdone with all that armor, and it kinda looks a little ridiculous, but it's still very cool in my opinion. I really do like his alt mode in that ship, and even his gun and the hoverboard is all really awesome. Now I'm not sure if he really needed to be a leader class, but he's still very cool, and I definitely recommend him for your Transformers collections. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.